Mortal Kombat 1 shows up to San Diego Comic-Con with a bunch of announcements. Billy Kane trailer drops for City of the Wolves. We've got 3v3 mode, impressions for Guilty Gear Strive, and we've got some mods to highlight. Welcome to Double Tap. This is a podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. I'm, of course, your host, Crash, and with me, I've got my other hosts that are going to be holding us down for this week's episode. Of course, we got Static Gorilla in the building.
Hello, I am here. But
he's here.
In a different building.
Yes, he's here, but he's not here. Yes. And then we've got Ja, of course, the voice of reason to the show, holding us down.
I am also here in the same building that I'm also in, just like Static.
Yeah, we're everywhere. But yeah, so we've got a lot of things to get into. We've got some really interesting announcements to jump into. Sadly, no Marvel 4, so sorry. That's a spoiler for the episode. There was no Marvel 4 at San Diego Comic-Con. I was betting the farm on that one. I still have hope.
Don't give up hope. There's another Comic-Con coming up in October.
There is. There is, yeah. That's New York, right?
Yeah.
Is that New York?
That's New York.
Yeah, New York. New York might be it. New York kind of sounds a little bit better. You know,
I think
we'll have to see.
More sense.
And then even after that, we got the Game Awards. We have plenty of time.
I got plenty. I still got one. That's only one strike.
That's why I'm never expecting Evo to have any more new game announcements.
You think? Oh, because you think it's... Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? Bigger audience, right? Bigger audience to put in front of.
And that's what they're all about, getting new people to play the game.
It depends on the game, because those Game Award ad slots cost a lot. So, cost a lot of money.
Regardless, well then, with that, I'm going to just, enjoy my copium just a little bit there and wait it out. But we did get some really awesome announcements over at San Diego Comic-Con. We already knew that NetherRealm was going to be there, that they had some big stuff coming, and man, did they show up. Off the rip, man. So we got the official announcement for what is the year 2 or season 2. They call it year 2, but it's just getting a subtitle. Khaos Reigns with a K in true Mortal Kombat fashion. We got that announcement to kind of show off and continue the story that we saw, right? The end bits that we saw in the MK1 story with the Havoc that showed up, like the other multiverse Havoc. Because everybody,
Havoc, right?
Yeah, kind of, because he's like, but the stuff he's wearing looks kind of a little bit more Aztec-ish, so I'm kind of getting some Kodokan feels as well. But yeah, we're in we're in the multiverse phase, and that we're not just talking about Marvel. I guess we're gonna continue that on with Warner Brothers here when it comes to Mortal Kombat. So now we get to see a continued story with another Havoc that deals with. I'm assuming it's supposed to be this world's Sub-Zero, right? This one's Bihan. And we got to see some other changes though, right? We got to see some announcements of some characters. So mind you, before we actually continue, we kind of already knew about characters coming. There's been leaks. There've been data mining. There's already videos out there from 2 weeks ago going like, hey, these names are popping up, right? We didn't cover. I wanted to kind of give it some time because sometimes also I don't want to spoil our listeners. But we got Cyrax and Sektor as playable characters in the game, but they're just a little bit different. Just a tiny bit different. Nothing too wild. To be honest, they're just the gender bent. That's about it. That's all I can say is what it seems.
But they're also in suits, but they're not Lin Kuei robots.
Yes, they're not actually cyborgs.
Right.
So we're talking more Ironheart type of feel of characters, right? Where they're just like a female character that has armor, just an armored suit that's letting them do what they got to do.
This is such a weird take, but it kind of reminds me of Mortal Kombat 4's weird ending with Cyrax when they turned him back to human, and they took off the mask, and he's like just a dude.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for helping me. I appreciate it.
I remember that was
Mortal Kombat Gold.
4 Gold, my man, absolutely. That was the Dreamcast version because it was the only one that had those crazy endings and expanded rosters because Cyrax and Sektor were not in MK4 originally. Right. It wasn't until Gold came out. Yeah, I thought the same thing because you see them pop off the mask for a little bit and you're like, okay, cool. We got to see them. We got to see, of course, Noob Saibot, an updated version of him. And once again, if you know the lore, you know that Sub-Zero is Noob Saibot, right? That's canonically who that character is, what that character becomes, and Yeah, it's no different here. He gets transformed due to some crazy experiments. He is brutal as hell, just from what we've seen of him in the game. The gameplay is amazing. We'll get to the gameplay on all of them in a sec. We're kind of still sticking on the story at the moment, or what tidbits we got of it. So it looks like this Havoc is doing just that, wreaking havoc and with an army of Havocs. So we're getting some Kang Dynasty, Doomsday kind of feels right now. And we're just getting touches of other little Easter eggs. If you notice things like the Scorpion, right? Who is Quag Liang, right? The younger brother. He has, I don't know if you noticed, the scar.
Oh yeah,
over his eye.
Yeah, he had that by the middle of the game.
You got it by the end of the game. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. It just hit me. I was like, oh my god, the scar. That tells you how much I remember the story, because I think I went through it once and I was like, completely forgot that he ended up getting that scar already.
So Takeda wasn't featured as much in that trailer, but Takeda's now the cousin of Kenshi, who was raised by a Yakuza. So I don't know where he fits in all this. So there's that. But yeah, I do like the Sub-Zero take, and I want to see where it goes, because now what if Scorpion stays like in his own clan, but with the Scorpion side instead of so many Sub-Zero side? It's really weird. I wonder where they're gonna go with it.
Yeah, I'm interested myself. I do like some of the beats are similar. Once again, like seeing Sub-Zero get experimented to become Noob Saibot is cool to see. It's almost like these truths to these characters, right? Like where it's like it's part of their design, no matter what world they come from, what variation. There's always like a true like rule to them. That being one of them is pretty cool. But yeah, let's jump into some of the gameplay. So we did get a little bit of a tidbit, a little taste of what's to come. Let's start off with Cyrax, who looks pretty sick. We haven't seen like a human version of neither Cyrax or Sektor since MK9. So actually seeing like this kind of updated version, like the bomb now instead of like a net, there's like it's like a goo, like a is that insulating foam stuff you're not supposed to mess with. It looks like she just shoots a bunch of that at you. You're stuck. It's got a teleport that also drops a bomb.
Right, so that means it's not the explode and teleport, it's just the bomb teleport. But that was also, I think, in MK9, no?
I think it was the EX version. Like you had to use the power-up version to do that.
Well, because in MK9 they had the human and the robot one. So the human one wasn't gonna blow up.
Well, no, the human one didn't blow up. It just threw down like a smoke that let them teleport. While the other one let them blow up. But you still got the regular bomb toss as well, which also works as a projectile, because you actually see, like while in the air, get juggled from the bomb itself. Traditionally, it's never been a projectile that interacts with the opponent outside of the explosion.
Yeah, which that is really interesting. That finishing air grab was sick. Much better than the Kami helicopter. Yeah,
it looks better. So that was Cyrax. I think I skipped that a little bit. Yeah, Sektor was actually first. I completely missed on that. So Sektor was actually first, first impressions, I'm hearing like people are like, yo, this looks kind of slow, but I thought it was like the right speed. We got some air combos, we got boosters, we got flamethrowers, we got additional arms, like mechanical arms. I'm like, whoa, they really like went to town on the design. No missiles. Right. We haven't seen missiles yet. Yeah, so I'm kind of wondering if that's like the trade-off with this whole arm thing, maybe. But they also might not have shown everything.
The arm was one. I think it was only Sektor and Smoke's throw. Ground throw.
Good point. You're right. Wow, what a deep cut. That was like MK3, right?
Yep.
Well, it had to have been MK3. Yeah, because when they grabbed you, it actually wasn't them. It was a big arm that grabbed you and just tossed you.
It was pretty good range,
what a callback. What a callback! Completely forgot about that. I didn't have to
do my research. It's just in this dome.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So we have launcher, and then like hover as well, right? In between, because we got air combo into like what looks like EX or some sort of enhanced move into then continuing combo, which is crazy. Ground bounce to just hard knockdown.
Was that a meter burn in the air?
Yes. Yeah. That was it. That was an enhance. No. Yeah.
No,
that looked like an enhance.
I don't know if it enhanced or if it was like a double jump in the air. Or like maybe Sektor can fly, sort of like Sindel can do 2 combos or 2 hits and then flight and then fly. But unless I misheard or didn't see. Still, you can keep a combo going with 5 extra hits or 3 extra hits.
Yeah, so we got combo potential.
Yeah.
And then we got some gameplay on Noob. Noob also, has a very, very unique skill set. Has probably some of the more creative sides of things because you always deals with clones, and I love characters that like interact with like those kinds of like kits that have like clones and stuff. Have the ability to do some really cool moves where they like trip one like the opponent into them, and they get to clothesline them, and then they like morph together as one in like some sort of like unified animation. It looks really cool. And here right off the rip, seeing that run up clone grab into then like a launch effectively is what that was. And we got the patent pending teleport, right? The black hole teleport, as well as the black hole itself there with that like follow-up was sick as shit. Like, I don't know if you saw the sweep into that, like the clone, like Noob's not doing anything. He's just posing, but it's this clone that just comes up and it's just like,
Yeah, he moved up,
stay down
while he poses.
Yeah. That was sick.
I wonder if he has any like cheap fireball. Remember the other fireballs in the previous game that had like unblockable or something.
Yeah. Prevented you from blocking and such. I don't know if we're gonna say anything to that extent because that'd be fucking really bust. But regardless, though, we got Cyrax, we got Sektor, and a new gameplay shown off, and then the trailer just ends up with kind of like a whole compilation of what's going on in it with us not knowing really anything. The only thing I know is I saw that one Havoc that was ringing the bell with his own head, and I was just like, funny. I was like, dang, okay, like this. Just saying, bro. There's some practical things to do, like grab a very heavy stick. You don't have to rip your head off, but hey, whatever makes them happy.
And then Havoc with the 7 Dragon Balls on his chest. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm assuming that has to do with realms or something that he's conquered. Because he literally has like the Infinity Stones looking thing on his chest. Not really sure. We're only gonna obviously find out when the story does actually drop with this. But that was not the only thing that came out, though. That's great. Khaos Reigns, the new subtitle to this current season. And the 3 characters, they were not done with that. We then got the patented NRS like in the dark, and then we show, we get the glimpses of the new characters they're adding to it, as well as the little voice lines that came up with it. Which the one that came after is like, do you like scary movies? And it's like, holy shit. Ghostface, holy shit. Ghostface from Scream announced. Then we get the T1000 looking amazing. I think you complimented the ears.
Yes, the ears look perfect.
Ears look good.
It's a defining feature.
Really
nice. Yeah. I mean,
it's aerodynamic. We got to run that way,
Yep.
I'm stoked that it's Robert Patrick, right? The actor, most notably for this role, among other things, but recently
for Balls of Fury, obviously. Come on.
Yes, Balls of Fury, or Peacemaker. He was Peacemaker's dad in that series, so there's like some really funny little connections here, because we do have John Cena's Peacemaker in this game, so technically it's like he's like kind of fighting his dad. I wonder if they'll even make a liner like that, like, you look like my dad. They should. And then we also get the second appearance of fucking Arnie, like showing up as Conan, in true Arnold fashion. Like it is him, which is also made me laugh more, because I'm like, damn it, Arnold, like this is the wrong character. This is the wrong character to be here for the villain that's here. I felt like this should have been swapped from MK11, because we actually had the Terminator in 11.
He's gonna have the awkward upkick again.
Yeah. I hope there's some sort of weird line between the T1000 and Conan here, where the T1000 is like, is this a T800? It's like, no, incorrect, or something like that. But that's the second season. So with Ghostface, Noob, Cyrax, Sektor, Conan, and T1000, this is a really, really sick lineup. I'm not gonna lie. We had a lot of people were wanting T1000 specifically since like the last game, right? Because we had the Terminator. It made sense due to also like the time of the latest Terminator that came out. I don't know which one it is.
Dark Fate, I think, is the last one that came out.
That one, right? Okay.
Skip it.
Is that
Yeah.
the third? Is that
Yeah,
the
I
third one
wouldn't-
on the bridge and stuff? San Francisco Golden Gate.
Yeah.
No, that's the one before that.
No, that's the one before that one. No, yeah,
Skip that
skip
one,
that
too.
one. Don't even skip that too. Yeah. I'm sorry. Anything old Arnie past 3, don't even bother.
The trailer
And 3
destroyed that one.
3 is
and even
stretching it.
and even let me finish. Even 3 is kind of like if you just got an hour or 2 to kill.
3
sure.
still has that T2 aroma lingering.
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
So we got them, and yeah, which by the way, the one thing I just want to point out, like having Ghostface in here is like really interesting because I'm just like, man, like this would have been a great character if this would have been peak for the character if this game came out. I think it was like 2 years. This game came out and this character came out like 2 years ago when Scream 6 came out, right?
Yeah.
But that does not mean Scream 7 is not a thing either. So, there's definitely some
They had
marketing to be done here.
They did some recasting, I believe. So, because some people aren't coming back.
Yeah, Scream 7 is definitely a thing, but I know that it got delayed because like Gabe said, because of the recasting. So.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, makes sense. But we got another thriller killer in here, which is great. Ghostface, pretty popular. A lot of people can recognize that. I remember the first Scream when that shit dropped, and that still hits today. Still stands out. Yes, that needs to be in the game. Let me hold up. Let me put a pause here real quick. That needs to be in this game, please. If NRS doesn't do it,
That and the bloody face.
the modders will do God's work and give us that.
Yeah, because I mean, who didn't have the Halloween face mask with the blood on it with the pump?
The
Like, so
pump
many
on the
people
blood,
have-
or the
yeah.
one with the tongue. Shout out to the Wayans brothers with Scary Movie and all that, right? Like when they made that, that also kind of made the character and the killer even more infamous because it was just such a meme. That gets played out all the time. So many clips of that movie gets played out all the time nowadays. But yeah, so this is the cast. This is what we got. Khaos Reigns. I think they had the official announcement for September 24th is when it will be starting off. So we'll be getting the new story mode. And I don't know if we're gonna get the first character then. I actually have to double check on that, but I would assume they're not too far behind from release once that comes out. We more than likely will get Sektor and Cyrax. I want to assume the first, since they're gonna be in the story. So I assume they're gonna be first, and we'll just have to see what the schedule is afterwards. But yeah, they have more to come. Ed Boon's already teased they have plenty more content. This is just year 2. They have years, and I quote years, of content planned for MK1. This is just the beginning of it. So hopefully as the years go on, the game continues to get better.
So very quickly, Khaos Reigns expansion by itself is requires base game, new Khaos Reigns story, Combat Pack 2, which is 6 playable new characters, the Khaos Reigns bundle, Combat Pack, new Khaos Reigns story, and the Combat Pack 2. Why does it feel like that's... Oh, Combat Pack 1 is in one of them. Combat Pack 2 is in the bundle. I'm sorry, Combat Pack 1 is in the bundle. Combat Pack 2 is in the regular expansion. However, the regular expansion, at least on PlayStation, is $50.
50 Joe Biden dollars? No, I'm just joking.
In this economy, bro? Damn, man.
So
DLC costs just as much as the game.
It sounds like a lot. The reason I'm not going to say that it's not a lot, it ultimately comes down to how much story they put into that game.
Well, it is including 6 characters in that bundle.
Okay, so it's new story plus the 6 characters because wasn't the expansion or the character pack for last year like $30 on its own?
I think so, because if you got the standard, or let me see, the full edition of the game, it was $100.
Okay, so
that brought everything. Yeah,
the full edition of the game. So the game was $70, right? Or was it $60?
I think it was $70.
Yeah, Combat Pack. The Combat Pack 1 was $40 USD bundled with everything else. Yeah.
Okay.
However, it says pre-order now and receive 4 additional skins: Wedding Scorpion, what the hell, Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat 3, Empress
Guess
Melina,
we'll find
and
out.
classic Ninja skin. Yeah, he's got a bow tie. And then it says a new reign of chaos.
I do.
unfolds.
Get over here.
Yeah. It says 3 MK fighters available at launch. So at launch, there's 3 fighters available.
Okay.
Because
Sector
they're in the
Cyrax is
story.
somebody else.
And
Yes.
Noob because it's in the story.
Oh, and Noob. Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
the 3
Noob.
guests.
Absolutely.
3 guest
Yeah.
There you go.
personage.
Yeah, so
Okay,
like
cool.
it really depends on how much content, because it seems to be 6 characters. It seems to be in line, right? So that means that means technically speaking, it's only additional $10. If the combat pack last year was $40, that means it's only additional $10 for story content on top of that. I don't know. That's what I say. It really depends. Like if the DLC story is only like an hour. You know, maybe 2 hours. Like, if you give me, like, actually, how long was the story itself? How long was it? Like an 8-hour story or like 6 hours?
I believe it was
I'd say about 5 or 6, maybe.
5 or 6.
You can
it's a
find
fighting
it on
game.
YouTube.
There's only so much story you can take, right? You know,
Yeah,
there's
He's
only
still
so much
doing the
time.
fights too. It's not like
There's only
where-
so many vertebrae you can rip out of somebody. Okay,
Right,
let's just be real.
exactly. Like, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that means that it will come down to about $10 for the actual story content. Like, I know you have some, like, there's like some sticker shock here, probably, but
If you do the math, it pretty much aligns with
Yeah.
like the cost of it. But yeah, it is 6 characters, so
But we have
4
to
hours,
see.
4 minutes, by the way. 4 hours and 4 minutes.
4 hours and 4 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we got it. We would have to see if it adds like an additional 2 hours for $10 based on what the previous game was. I mean, because don't get me wrong, like we've seen full price DLCs come out, like, you know, and it's like 1 new map and 3 maps from the previous game, you know, stuff like that. Call of Duty.
it's like where'd my money go to? What
Exactly.
development?
So to see the true value of it, I think we really have to wait and see what comes out. But most importantly, they have to release a balance patch that makes people want to play it.
Not just that. I mean,
Absolutely.
we've gotten a cameo character with each character. Like, this had no mention of cameos, which is concerning, but also surprising. Like, is it coming? Are these characters coming or not? Like, are new cameos
point.
coming? Yeah, because like we're missing a whole game of characters.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. It's a core aspect of the game. If they're not expanding on it, like they actually are, they're leaving potential money on the table, or rather potential benefit to the DLC pack on the table, right? Like it doesn't make sense for them not to have it. So I think we're just gonna get more details. Right now they're focusing on, hey, here's the characters, here's the story. Then they'll get into the nitty gritty of like these additionals afterwards.
You forgot something. My Animalities.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Let's talk about that after the break, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna take a quick break because we do have some other things to talk about, more specifically Animalities. But we'll be back after this, guys. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back. We've got one last thing to close up our MK1 talk. There was a lot of stuff that they came out with, guys. Understand? I had completely forgotten about this piece. But before we go into that one, actually we're gonna do the poll afterwards. What am I thinking? Let's just close this out. Animalities, bro. Holy shit, they're back since I think they said something like, no way, was it just 29
UMK?
years? Was it 29 years?
It's not 29 years. The game is 29 years old.
I know. Oh my
Maybe
god.
31.
So
I don't know.
So Animalities, for you youngins who are just babalities out there that don't know, way back when in MK3, we got introduced with a whole slew of alities.
Yeah.
Right? We had only fatalities up to that point, but then we ended up getting, well, actually, no, they had babalities in
Fatalities
Mortal
and
Kombat 2 and friendship. But we then got added brutalities, which were just like
Brutalities
crazy
came in
combos.
UMK or Trilogy, one of those. I think it was UMK.
Yeah, well,
because it wasn't
I'm
in
just
3.
saying,
Exactly.
I'm just saying in 3 in general,
Yeah.
in the 3 series, because there's
Super
multiple
Street Fighter,
versions of
Mortal
3.
Kombat 3. Gotcha.
Exactly. And then we also got Animalities, which like
Yes.
some characters just turned into another animal and they killed you in some way, shape, or form.
So-
Some made sense. Liu Kang turns into a dragon. He did that in MK2. You can say he's the progenitor of it. Scorpion turned into a scorpion, right? Or was that the joke that he didn't? I think he did. I cannot remember. Because he didn't get added till UMK3.
Right.
Because he wasn't in MK3. But anyway, basically these were just like someone found some stock images of animals and they were like, alities, got it. Like no lie, that's how they did babalities. Like they said they heard like a baby crying like MP3 and then they're like, hey, I got an idea. That's how babalities happen. I wouldn't be surprised if fuckers did the same thing with Animalities.
Scorpion was a penguin.
Thank you. It didn't make sense. Yeah, they would just fuck with you. Well, anyway, they're back.
Keep going. Well, here's the thing. Animalities were only done by you using mercy on the player. So, and it had to be the third round. So if you're trying to use it, you're like, let me throw this match. You throw a match and then you beat your opponent and you use mercy, which I think mercy was in MK11.
Yes.
Okay. And use mercy in this game, and it gave them a sliver of health to come back. Then you hit them again, and then you do an animality.
Then you can transform into an animal.
It made no sense.
First of all, it's the 90s. Nothing had to make sense. All right. Did you see what we were wearing back then? Like, come on. Of course.
They were relatively hard to do, I think, as well. So
wasn't hard for me because I had the cheat code, so I knew I had one button fatalities, so I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I had one button animalities. Yeah.
Thanks. It wasn't Game Informer. I can't remember. VG Pro.
Whatever you had.
Whatever that magazine was.
Whatever code you did like killer codes, and then you go in there and pick which one is free, and then you just mash all the buttons, and it comes out.
Shout outs to that magazine. It was great that I could just pick it up, write it on my arm, and then run out of Funko Land before they realized I took that information with me.
The heist.
The heist. It was the perfect crime. Nobody knew. But yeah, so they're back, and they haven't been back in decades. They have been asked about. The biggest reason why Animalities were not shown off or haven't really been implemented that much, because I say Liu Kang's is basically an animality, but the sole reason was because the way they were made in like those sprite-based games is that they actually like morphed them. Once they made the jump to 3D, they were like, bro, especially early 3D, like everything in the game industry, they're like, we can't fucking turn these polygons into these polygons without looking fucking weird. That was cited as one of the early challenges, so they scrapped that for a very, very long time. And now looks like they've kind of gotten a little bit in between because now they're using cuts and certain things to kind of get through it, but it's still there and they're brutal. Like if they're bringing them back, they brought them back brutal. The Melina one still actually had me a little bit like freaked out because of the way the animal moved, the big ass praying mantis, whatever the hell she turned into. That threw me off.
I think she turned into one, and they showed off her entire one because they felt bad for the skunk in UMK3.
She turned into a skunk in that one.
So at the start, it shows a hyena.
And a rabbit. Someone's a bunny.
Yes, that was a katana, I believe. So right at the start, it shows a hyena with huge teeth, and I think that's Baraka. That's a good shot of this. And then I looked at the hippo. I think that's Garrus, because his mouth is sandy. He's got cracks on his face. He's got the white eyes, and then the gorilla, I have no idea.
We don't know who the hell the gorilla is.
The T-Rex, I don't know what he's eating if he doesn't have any internal organs.
I'm thinking that's Quan Chi.
Okay. Obviously the wolf is Kenshi with the ghost. Scorpion is Scorpion.
Yes.
And
nailed it.
Yeah, and we saw this. I think they showed this at Comic-Con as well. The quillfish. I called that Pokemon. I'm sorry.
The pufferfish.
Yeah, they showed
that was range because that's how they introduced it, and they showed the process of it, which was really, really cool. I love those kinds of death panels. And then Melina was the giant praying mantis thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's pretty cool.
I'm stoked. They brought those back. I like the 30 plus gamers are like, yeah, your dad might have been like really hyped for some reason. Like, yeah, I remember those shits. But now the whole new age gets to enjoy them in the crazy dynamic angles and really probably much more creative ways of killing people that they've designed in this game. So super stoked. I think this first season's gonna deliver, and it's showing more and more like, you know what, if the game would have came out with all of this off the rip, it might have been in a bit better state.
Pause. I want to argue with you on this one.
All right, hit me.
Isn't the problem with the game is not the features it came with, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because the game, like we've talked about it before, it sold very well for a long period of time.
It did.
So I'm like that. This doesn't fix the balance issues of the game.
No, I'm not saying it fixes the balance issue. I just said it might be better overall, because I'm like, hey, more content, better, cool. But I'm thinking, I'm just thinking maybe more on Animalities. I'm still sitting on that because like the hardcore, which are the people that are the ones that are the ones that are kind of pointing out these faults in the balancing are the ones that are like, oh, and don't get me wrong, will it wear off? Sure. But maybe it'll just like, just lessen the sting a little bit. That's just my view on it. Is it an end all be all? No, it's not a bandage.
I think them deploying the content that people want over time is a good strategy, especially if you're not going to fix the game.
I guess so. That too.
Because like if they would have released those animalities earlier, that's not going to carry them through. Because like we're looking at about a year for them to make these. Because I know they did talk about they are making big balance changes. Did they actually mention these balance changes yet? Like what they're looking to do?
There was a patch, but again, it also brought in like changes to the cameos.
And that's what, like, in order for this to be successful, I think that needs to be their priority, because the people who bought the game doesn't necessarily mean they're looking forward to the DLC. Like they probably got through the game and they like the game, and their Mortal Kombat, but the Mortal Kombat hype for them has kind of worn off a bit, and they may be looking at that price tag and they're like, oh, $50, it was good, but wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? For me to spend it at $50.
That.
So that's why I think they really need to. I'm very curious to see what they do on this balance patch that we see. Hopefully it's enough. Hopefully it's not.
Hopefully it is. But in the meantime, though, that's gonna be it for the MK coverage. As we get more information, as new stuff gets developed, and they hype it up when it comes out in September. But in the meantime, though, we do have a quick poll question for you guys. Ghostface is in it and had us thinking, hey, it would be cool, because we don't know, that maybe we get to see which Ghostface it is, because there have been so many people that have donned the mask. Like I said, we're at Scream 7 now, so we've had, I don't want to say 7 kills, because it's been definitely more than that, because some of them is doubles. Oops, spoilers. But who do you think the killer is under the Ghostface mask? We're thinking of going on the route of, we'll post up a couple of killer names, but we have inklings that it could also be maybe MK characters, or maybe cameos of other things within the MK universe that we're not aware of. But we're gonna be posting that poll up on all social medias, as well as on our Discord and all. Make sure to let us know. We got the options laid out for you guys there. Let us know who you think is gonna be under the Ghostface mask if we get to see it.
It's Matt Lillard as Shaggy.
It's Shaggy. It might be Shaggy.
That would be
canonical.
so cool.
He is so canonical.
It would be cool if they pull off the mask as a part of Fatality or something like that. It's a random Mortal Kombat character.
I was thinking every the time? Toasty guy. Oh, random Mortal Kombat every time? Or either the toasty guy or the character he's fighting.
Okay. Well, we'll put up those options, because I think I like the random MK character as well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on from MK to City of Wolves. Not to say they don't have stuff. City of the Wolves, excuse me. City of the Wolves, excuse me.
Fatal Fury.
We know what it is. That's MK, goddammit. Billy Kane, the thugs of thugs, baby. The guys that your parents told you not to grow up to be like, that's Billy. That boy is a bona fide thug. He has been working for the bad guys since he's been introduced.
90 somewhere.
And 94, I believe. And right now, or 93 was the first one.
Yeah, he was Can't remember. I think he was a sub boss before the main in the SNES Fatal Fury.
I'd believe it.
Sure.
You got me, bro.
I'm looking at. I never saw him before. I've never been a big Fatal Fury player.
You'd reckon you had to have seen him. You'd recognize him, because right now he doesn't have his bandana on. Normally he has like it's a U.S. flag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or it's just it's
a U.S. flag. Scumbag.
Yeah. This piece of shit. Like, trust. You know this piece of shit.
Yeah, he usually has overalls and no shirt.
Yeah.
He's definitely Kid Rock vibes.
Oh, they made him look less like a scumbag.
Yep.
Oh, so he's more. Well, now he looks very British, which he always was.
Yeah. So fun fact: he was supposed to be on Team England in the very first King of Fighters, but he got substituted for Yuri instead due to limitations or some shit. That's your fun fact of the day, guys. But yeah, so this is Billy Kane. We get to see him come back. Like I say, he's a known character. He's only missed like 2 games in the entire King of Fighters, Fatal Fury franchises. Only 2 games he wasn't in.
I didn't expect
one being Fatal Fury 3, and the other one being the first, the Mark of the Wolves. Okay. So he's now been shown off, and I want to give a quick shout out to Orpheus. That is ORPHEUS on YouTube, who actually posted up a really awesome video, comparison video between the gameplay we got to see for City of the Wolves and Fatal Fury Wild Ambition. Not really sure as to why this version, maybe because it might be the closest to the kit that he has. Or if you happen to be checking this out, or someone tweets at you about it, we'd love to hear from you as to why you picked this game. But
I actually have that game.
Oh,
I don't know where it is, but I have it. We had to choose that or Smash Brothers 64.
Wow, you so screwed that one up.
That wasn't my choice. I had
Anyway.
2 other brothers, and they both chose Wild Ambition. That's literally the intro. Fatal Fury.
It was
Wild
cooler.
Ambition.
It was
It
cool.
was. It had Andy in it, of course.
But yeah, so we get to see, like I said, a pretty close on, even on the comparison here, pretty close 1-to-1 on his kit. Billy obviously having a staff, or rather, it's a 3-point bow staff because it actually detaches. It's chains and all that. But yeah, he seems to be pretty true to form here on a lot of his move sets. Some of these actually look very familiar, even to me, including things like his super. He still has the whirlwind fire spin going on. It's just, yeah, the biggest drastic piece to him is honestly the brother's fit, which I think it was on a subreddit posting showed that actually it's a combination, obviously minus he doesn't have his bandana. It's like a combination of multiple outfits that he's actually worn in the franchise, which I thought was a really cool call out. Like I hear the boots are from one specific game that he had. Even the jacket is separate, or the undershirt or something like that, like actually references another game. So that explains why it's such a drastic look. I honestly don't even remember what I didn't even realize what his hair was until now. I don't know if he's ever been shown off without it. But yeah, he's looking like he's hitting all the marks. He's got that range. If he hits anything like he does in, say, like KOF 15, because remember, he is in that too. He's going to hit hard. Didn't you play him in 15?
I did not. He was just really bad in 15. I wanted to.
Right. Oh, okay.
And apparently he was negative on every hit. Like he had a full screen button and it was negative. Like he would hit and it was like you could punish from that far. Terry?
Yeah,
instant.
that's rough.
Yeah,
that's rough.
Instant.
That's rough.
Yep. And they buffed him though, finally.
Was it enough?
I don't know because he's not in anything. Like nobody's using K9s either. Nobody's using B Jeanette. So when they nerf, but they can't nerf Rock. They can't nerf Geese. They're just some characters you just can't take off the screen.
Yeah. But yeah, so Billy Kane getting added to City of the Wolves game just adds another one to the roster. I actually, what's funny? I was thinking about it. I was like, did we know 100% like how big the roster is supposed to be?
I don't know.
Was that ever formally?
They keep throwing out characters. I have no idea.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like, damn, this actually might get a little hearty, which is good. Like I'm not gonna say no to more characters. I don't think it's a bad thing. But it just like had me think. I was like, oh, wait, how many are we supposed to have on launch versus obviously whatever eventual DLC we'll end up getting. But hey, yeah, Billy Kane, like I said, he's the thug of KOF. My man's been in all kinds of mixes, makes his way now to this game. And I mean, yo, he looks good. His kit looks true to form. I don't think anyone that's played Billy before is going to complain about it. But we'll just have to see, who else they decide to add to the roster.
I believe so far we're at 10 characters.
10? Okay.
Yeah, Terry, Rock, the Blue Girl, the Joe Higashi guy, T-Zoc, Marco, BJNA, Vox, and Kevin, and Billy.
How many characters do you want to see on launch?
Yeah, for a 1v1 game like this,
I believe the first one had about between 15 and 20, I think. I don't remember.
The original Mark of the Wolves?
Yeah.
Shit. You know what? I would say that would be a good base if you just give me the minimum amount of characters that Mark of the Wolves had. Because this being a sequel and there's already been proven characters that were supposed to be in that second, that original sequel that were being, repurposed for this. That means you should already, I would assume you have like a base roster to add to that. So I would say if this 15 was the original, I would aim for 15. 12?
I think so. Yeah, unless they're secret characters. Probably are.
Did they announce a release date yet? Or are we still in limbo for that?
I believe it's early 2015.
2025?
Yeah.
That one.
this year.
Yeah, because they've been, I think like they've just been consistently releasing new characters or announcing new characters. So they keep doing that. We got time.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
It's looking like a really good game, and I didn't know how in depth it was until I saw Max's video. And the slowdowns, I didn't even know it had slowdowns with low crushes and high crushes. So I just scratched the surface playing the game. It's wild. Ambition.
Hey man, at least he's self-aware, Ja. At least he's self-aware.
Yeah, like you got that going for you, Static.
All right, so with that, let's talk about something that me and Static got a chance to jump on and experience. Strive 3v3 or team of 3 mode. The beta was this week. Unfortunately, I believe it's down by the time this was recorded.
Yes.
But we got to sit down and crank out it was 2 hours of you and me. I played before. We got to sit down for our session to kind of get through the tutorial and all. But impressions, man, impressions. Holy shit. This mode was not what I expected it to be. It's interesting that they went the angle that they did. So when we heard 3v3, first thing I'm thinking of, your Marvels, your tag games, 1 player, 3 characters, right? This is not that tag fighter. We're talking 3v3 versus 3v3. That's 6 individual people. 6 connections running on this mode. Yeah, your eyes opened up a little bit, Joe. Once you realize that, yeah, bro, this was 6 individual motherfuckers playing together. And one of the best things out of it were the names.
Yeah.
Yes. So because this was a beta, it was not tied to your official profile to the actual Guilty Gear app on Steam or wherever you're playing. So people were just memeing the shit out of it. And we've got plenty. We found people that were named after sodas. We got people that were named after rappers. We had all kinds. The team names were just as entertaining. They were already mind games before we even got it.
Snake, Solid Snake, Liquid.
And Liquid Snake, yeah. Naked Snake, yeah. We had a team of that. It was good. But besides having fun with that, yeah, it threw me off. I was like, holy shit, we have to play with 3 on 3. So the way it works, I'll give you a quick TLDR. You have 1 main character, right? The character that starts the match, and then you have 2 additional characters in the back end. The person that's out is Guilty Gear. You are playing Guilty Gear. There's no difference there. The same rules apply. Meter, reflex shield, burst, all of that's the same. Nothing's changed there. What has changed is that basically you have assists, which are the players in the back, which you can call depending on the direction and the button you press. Forward and the button does a different assist from down in a button, right? And then you also have what are called, I guess they're items is what they are. You get to pick in the middle of the screen, you have a menu that you can, in live as yourself, you can pick a specific item to use. And you have a bar that some items cost 3 bars. So you have an ever-filling resource bar in the middle that you can press and it's on cooldown once you do. And you can do everything from give your teammate who's out, your point character, health. You can, throw out fire. You can throw out lightning, something that affects the opponent. It does damage to them. Poison on your next hit from the point character. Stuff like that. So it's all these different augments that get thrown out there. And when I tell you it is fucking chaos, that is not even an exaggeration in any sort of the matter. Because everybody, once you start throwing assists out, there's no cooldown. It's not I call an assist and then we have to wait for my cooldown before Static can call an assist. No, I can call an assist. He can call right after me. We can lock people up. We fought 3 fucking souls at one point and I got triple DP'd 3 times. I got DP'd.
6 arms.
That shit was ridiculous. Once I saw that, I was I went from this game, this could be an effective competitive mode. I got hit with that. I was you know what? Yeah. They need to fix a couple of things. I still think it can be, but there's definitely some tweaks that need to be made.
It's
definitely some tweaks.
It's beta, right?
Which is why I'm you know what? It's a beta. That's what I had to tell myself.
Please keep in mind that Overwatch launched with no hero restrictions in competitive mode.
True that.
Like, so sometimes you just gotta let them get the game out. You know, let
triple
them,
Winston,
and
triple
let them pull,
Lucios.
let them get the data in so that they can clearly, because you know somebody in their office like, this is a bad idea, and somebody's like, let's see what happens, and now they're gonna see. I told you this was a bad idea. Like, you listen to that podcast, he got DP 3 times.
Yeah, that was terrible. Imagine something again. Everybody did that
down
shit
by DP, and then it was on like both sides, and you're like, what am I doing?
I got sandwiched, dude.
Yeah.
I was getting Eiffel Towered everything. It was wild.
Oh my gosh. The other issue is that like the assist, you can't punish them. Like
yes. Oh my god, you
so,
can't punish the assist. There's no interacting. Like if I send out, like it's great when you do it because like I send out something and Gabe says his point character, my assist does whatever the assist is supposed to do. There's no, the opponent can't punch him in the face and stop it. Not like Marvel or any other tag game in the history of fighting games that have done that. That part was like, okay, like those were part of my notes. I'm like, bro, like these are the things I would change. One of them for sure is interactivity with the assists.
They became a burst at one point. You know,
that's what they were.
Yeah.
This was, hello, welcome to my default burst. Hi, my name is burst number 2. And I'd be like, yo, shut up, burst number 3. Send me help. Like I didn't care about a name. You were my burst because you could call them while you're getting hit too.
Yep.
Like, so they were just combo breakers. Like I would get a combo in and I have to think like, do I have to jump cancel? Cause I know they're mashing for an assist to come out. Luckily, the cool thing about it is that you can see the opponent's gauge too. So you can like, after the first initial couple of games, it was oh shit, this is how crazy it gets. But by the time we were hitting hour 1, like, and we started also like playing people that were much higher level because there is like a leveling system there. It's not ranked, but it seemed like it was ranked.
Right.
We got to see people that were like already getting strategy, that were really thinking, and so now we got to now it became from chaos to like, okay, here's the dance. It's just another. This ain't the cha-cha slide, but it's damn close. It's just got a couple extra 2 steps in it. That's all it was. And then it got sweaty. It got sweaty, but it was fun though. I'll bring it back. Like it was still a lot of fun. It just needs that data, data sample that they just sent out, which luckily they did post up a form for all the feedback. Okay, and you best believe I'm sending these motherfuckers an essay.
Yeah.
Best believe. Well, what about you, Static? How did you feel on your first impressions for the mode itself?
No, it was chaotic, but it felt like some characters were stronger than others. Like I tried to use Johnny, but then it's like Johnny's assist didn't have a good anti-air. It still had the forward K, but it would miss. Yep. There were a lot of anti-airs that would miss, and you're like, no, I need a ZP like immediately. I wish I got to use Chip to see what he would do. But yeah, it felt like there were characters made for that. But I hope that the game wasn't, how do I say this? Hold on. It never felt like the game was catering just to the 3v3 though. Because you could still use all the same mechanics from the 1v1. So the only thing that was added was the assist parts and the exchange parts, because the exchange parts were also stupid. Because while you're exchanging, you can double team on let's say you knock it down and you know they don't have assist, you are going to go in with 2 characters, and that's ridiculous.
Yep, you go wake up, you're gonna go like, I was fighting one guy, like, oh yeah, let me get this guy. And then you go, whoa, why is it 2 of you now? Hold the fuck up. And like, yeah, tough break. You go high, I go low. And now let's just make this hell. Were there instances where there was 3 characters on our team that were beating up on a Jacko? Maybe. Yeah, that happened. We jumped this motherfucker, like, and it was great. Those moments were amazing. Yeah. But when you're receiving it, it fucking sucked.
So while we were playing, I kept mentioning the Cyclops beat up on the old X-Men arcade. I think I found out where. It reminded me of the putties in Lord Zed when you play Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. His level 3 and the putties are just pounding
just ganging up on
like
you.
Like the Felicias. That's how it. That's what it felt like.
Fight back, dog. Fight back. Yeah,
exactly.
that's how it felt. Yeah, it was great. Those moments were amazing. But at the end of the day, though, if you know how to play Guilty Gear, like that was the best part too. Though is that when I was like, okay, if you got no assist, I'm like, yo, this is 1v1. I don't want to say I'm crazy nice, but I'm like, yo, I'm pretty good at Guilty Gear. So I was like, if you can't block me normally, this is about to get fucking really bad for you, son.
Yeah. Well, the worst was when we're on a team and we put the person we're not talking to on point. It instantly died,
bro. instantly, the team side of me when it comes to those games came out, bro. You know how we've always talked, hey, fighting games are a 1v1. You have nobody to blame but yourself. Fuck that. As soon as we lost, I was like, that fucking guy sucked.
Yeah.
I was like, we played perfectly.
Even
that
if I
Anji
lost,
was ass.
Yeah. I would get beat up sometimes. And I'm like, that guy, man, he didn't even heal me, bro. I don't know.
It turned into Overwatch comms. I'm like, I got healed. Like, it was that. Like, it started becoming that, which was fucking hilarious. I was like, what am I playing right now?
And then we started running into like good players. Not exactly good players, but people that had strategy. Like it was a happy chaos with people just constantly healing him and keeping away. And I was just like, oof, we got to find a way. We did beat him. Spoilers, my bad. But it was more like, all right, we have to flame him because the flame is also a burst kind of type deal. Like, oh, he's in a super, flame him. He's instantly stunned. And there was, but then it was like cheap. It's like, what do you do? Cheap. Do you keep a flying character? Do you not? Do you find a matchup? You don't know. Well, again, you probably know who's going to be on point later on, but we'll see. I'm interested in where it's going. I don't know if it'll be competitive, but it's a good team battle type thing to explore.
With the right settings, any game can be competitive. With the right settings and the right tweaks. So
yeah, we're taking off items and going to FD first to 3.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I was gonna say, we haven't even got a chance to explore it fully because the beta had certain things that showed like you have even loadouts for your items. So it's like, okay, now there's another strategy there that we haven't even touched yet. So maybe if it does be competitive, it's like, oh, here's these items are banned because they are clearly busted, right? They are not interactive. They go against the idea of what it is. Let's not deal with it on a competitive sense, which is great. Fine. Let the community build it and do its thing. No doubt it'll do that. Is it fun? Absolutely. Will the casual enjoy it? Yeah. You're forced to play with someone. Hopefully you got some homies. And if not, the randoms, you'll get a laugh. Because when you get a good person, you're fucking cheering them on. You're like best friends by the end. Like, fuck yeah, you're the best. But then when you get someone that's ass, it's just like any other game. Like, you suck, block. Which was the first thing they programmed there. That's the first. As soon as you get done, it shows it right there in the bottom left. Block player, fully functioning, and it shows up all 6 names. Yours obviously is grayed out because you can't block yourself, but you can block the other team. But then they gave you the chance, hey, you can block your own team members too, because they might be ass, or they also might be
block
intentionally.
The other team?
Yeah,
Oh,
I can block
man.
everything. I was like, I went like, this guy sucked. Like, I blocked my own teammate because you're bad, but I'm gonna block these guys too. I want to see if it worked.
Depending on how popular the mode gets, they may take that away to be able to block their team, because Overwatch had a feature like that. I'm not sure if you remember it, but you could not early on in Overwatch after it launched, you could stop yourself from matching with a player, right? And you could do it either on your team, or the other team. And what was happening is that the high ranked players were getting super high queue times because everybody blocked them. Everybody blocked the high ranked players from the other, or the good players from the other team. They were getting super high queue times, so they took that away.
Damn. Well, I mean, funny enough, the queue times weren't bad, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens in the future for that.
I feel like everybody thinks they'll be gracious in defeat. No, you're not.
Fuck no, bro.
Oh god, they're just sitting there, just sitting in that salt. You know what I'm saying? This guy was cheap. Yeah. We talked about that before, like finding a way to blame the other person. This guy's cheap. He was just using like unblockables. Like, I don't want to play somebody like that. I have morals.
I have honor, and you, sir, do not. Blocked.
Yeah, it's okay,
bro.
Whatever makes you feel better, buddy. Like whatever makes you feel better. You know, then you have shower thoughts later on. Like, damn, I really should have blocked that. Like,
yeah. You just go to bed and you're like, I should have blocked that shit.
Yeah, it was my fault. It was my fault.
It was. You had to be true to yourself. Like,
that was me getting master in Street Fighter last night. 4th challenge. I was like, I'm not going to sleep with just 2 points left. And then my points started going down. I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah, you never fall into that trap, dog.
One more. Well, I'm feeling hot. One more time, I'll get it back. I swear.
What's funny is the Cammy that I fought that took my points away, I found them again, and he one and done me after I beat him. I'm like, he one and done me when I was 1 win away. I'm like, you. Anyway, sorry. Change the topic.
But so, For you guys though, if you guys want to check out these matches that we talked about, we actually we have a video coming out for the 3v3 with our first impressions on the spot from that session. It'll be coming out this week. I got a deadline for myself. It's coming out, so make sure to check it out on the YouTubes at Double Tap FGC, as well as where we put on the video version of this podcast as well. Let's go peep that out. It was some great matches. It was some great fun. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys though, because the feedback form is live, and we're gonna be posting up what would you guys change in Guilty Gear Strive's Team of 3 mode. Want to hear from you guys. Want to hear what you're gonna be submitting. We'd love to know. We have a good idea, but we also want to know what everyone else out there has been playing, because everyone else is playing different characters. Like how Static said, like some characters' power levels are just crazy different. Their assists. It's a Marvel game at that point. It really still is. I know it's like 6 connections, but it is still feels like a Marvel game. If you're a Marvel player, you'll feel right at home. It's just nuts. It's just way more broken. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know. We're posting up this question for this week, and we'll check out the answers on the following episode. All right, so with that, we're gonna be taking a quick break, guys. When we come back, we're actually gonna be highlighting some mods that you guys have been posting up. I know we've been out of it for a little bit, but we got some things we want to just show off and see the awesome work you guys do. But we'll do this after this break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, home stretch, guys. We are back, and we are celebrating a little bit too. We're celebrating, for some of us who are movie buffs or enjoy comics and stuff. Hey, Deadpool Wolverine came out. 1 out of the 3 of us here have gone out to watch it. No spoilers.
Nope, right after church, right, Gabe?
Right after church. That boy got his
church straight from the house of God to Deadpool. You're my hero, man. You're my hero.
You're a real one. You're a real one, dog.
I had to ask for forgiveness because I may have said "oh shit" about 13 times throughout the movie. So, yes.
Not on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
Sunday, sir. Terrible. Well, you can enjoy yourself some Deadpool and Friends to help celebrate Deadpool Wolverine movie that just came out, Deadpool 3. With a pack that actually got dropped over on Nexus Mods. This is from, I just had his, Negative Zone Nerd, who has dropped a pack of all different characters, all different skins for different characters in Mortal Kombat. Once again, from Deadpool. So we've got, actually have Deadpool over Kenshi, which makes sense. Hey, you gotta give him a sword. Works out pretty well there. Domino from Deadpool 2 as Katana. We've got Lady Deadpool. Not gonna say where that one's from, but that is a character in the comics. As Janet Cage, we've got Omega Red with Takeda, which, I mean, that fucking fits just in time. That was
fantastic. It just
bro, when these mods just like hit like that, like we've done similar ones before with other, I think either MCU or it was just DC characters as well. But like when they just fit right, they just like, you're like, yes, like I would have paid for that.
The modding community is so talented. Like,
for sure.
It's unfortunate that the monetization of like DLC and games post launch has hindered the modding community. Like, developers do not deliver tools the way they used to, and despite that, and Capcom's worst wishes, like people they're still absolutely doing it. So the modding community is so talented.
For sure. We've got Wolverine for Darius. And then we've got X23 for Farah, latest cameo character that has been added to the group. Yeah, these look amazing. I mean, also, you gotta give credit where credit's due. It's definitely also the way the lighting is done in MK1 and the way it just like actually gets rendered. Like these mods tend to also just, I don't know what it is, but on MK1, they just pop.
You know what it is? It's when, like, if you look at Domino compared to the other characters, Domino is like sort of looking into space, whereas characters with the mask on don't have to look at anything per se. And that makes it a lot easier to take a look at, like to actually accept it. And did you notice on Janet, the one picture of Janet Cage, instead of Janet Cage's autograph, it's a Deadpool comic.
It's a Deadpool comic. Yeah, dude, it's all those little details, man. Like I said, modders are some of the most passionate people for whatever game or franchise that they decide to work on, because they're putting in the time to just show it off. And they just do it because, you know, I mean, sure, like they could have a reason for, like, you know, modding to then get their way into the industry, because that's not unheard of. As a matter of fact, that's actually pretty fucking common in the gaming industry, which is also another reason why it's pretty awesome, because you just get to hone your skills like that. And this is the type of stuff you can put on a res. Like, oh yeah, I did. If you're a texture artist, right? If you're an aspiring texture artist or something, you can be like, oh yeah, I modded all these games. I modded your game. I don't know if they'll take that on an interview, but you know, they might just be like, hey, I'm used to your system. I know how it works. Look how good it looks. And it was very popular, right? Like, goes a long way. Goes a long way. But that's not the only set of mods that we're gonna be checking out. We also do have, since I guess Ghostface got added, why not add some more scary movie tropes in here? So we've got a Scary Movie Pack 2 uploaded also by Negative Zone Nerd. This one has a couple of mixes in here. So we've got Stripe from Gremlins and Multiverses more recently as Farah. Makes sense, kind of works. I like how Farah being like added to it has kind of helped unlock some of these mods to work out for like these smaller characters, just due to the stature of Farah. Pinhead from Hellraiser as Takeda. If you know the movie, you know it kind of fits. I'm not gonna go too much further than that.
I think Billy the Puppet. Of people know the character, but haven't seen the movie.
I'm telling you, bro. I guarantee it, because motherfuckers don't know.
Seen the movie. I know it's gruesome as hell, but
you have no idea. That is a rabbit hole, bro. I don't know you ever want to go down.
I don't think so, man. But they changed it. I forget what Hellraiser it was. They kind of changed some of the canon stuff about like their origins. About like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, this is probably for the best.
It's for the better, yeah, for sure. But yeah, so we got Billy the Puppet from Saw. You know the I want to play a game as Stryker. Makes sense, I guess. The closest one is because the only reason I say that is because like they've used guns and stuff like that in the movie, so you know, I can't really see Billy the Puppet maybe on anything else. And then we've got. I'm gonna butcher this name. Amatnet. It's the new version of it's from the Tom Cruise mummy. Listen, there's only one mummy for me, and it's the Brendan Fraser one. But I get it. Melina's default skin works for that. Cool. No, it fits though. I don't want to knock out the work though. The work is amazing. The characters look great.
That actress, she does a lot. She's been in like Kingsman, with the girl with the blade feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that her?
Yeah. I believe so. If it's not, then you tell me. But
I'll let you know if I figure that one out. But yeah, so
she's done a lot of comics type of movies.
Okay.
And I know we talked about like the packs that they've released, but just looking at some of these additional mods this person has installed, like, this is a Dr. Manhattan.
Oh yeah, I saw the hell up. Yeah,
that one looks like it's in the character select, but it's like that looks really cool.
Yeah,
you know, like some of these other mods they have look really awesome.
The Watchmen pack, they got The Boys. Actually no, I did see The Boys because I saw someone because recently The Boys like finished up this season. Go check it out if you haven't already.
It's Megatron.
I saw that too.
That Billy fighting Homelander. I was like, oh, it's so funny. And they got Def Jam in here. Yo,
Butcher.
Son.
You saw that too, right? Was it Ja Rule or somebody? DMX?
It's like it's Biggie, Method Man, Redman, Tupac.
Okay, that's definitely hilarious. That's definitely him.
That's so sick. But yeah, all right. So yo, shout outs to Negative Zone Nerd for just like continually pumping out like really awesome mods over the MK1 side. Like I said, we got nothing but love for all the modders out there. We have another one that we want to highlight too. Actually, this one for Street Fighter 6. I guess you could say it stays in the Deadpool Wolverine trope, but rather more Deadpool because Colossus. We have a really dope mod here from the Jamk, which we've highlighted Jamk plenty of times, very early on in Street Fighter 5 too. They've been modding for quite some time. They've had some of the more common and more popular mods out there. This time taking Colossus and putting him over none other than Zangief. I mean, there's literally no one else. They're both big. They're both Russian. And they're both muscular, and it works out. It just fits actually. Also, I'm trying to think if Colossus never had a cyclone move, right? I'm trying to think of like MVC2 and all. I'm like
the spinning grab.
Yeah, the spinning grab. Okay, the spinning grab works.
It did it to me twice on the computer, in Children of the Atom and in Marvel too. I lost to Colossus about 3 times before we did the show.
Yeah. But this mod looks amazing. He did the metallic skin, the reflections, all of that looks so well. Oh my god, him doing the SPD, and then also his like perfect pose that Zangief does, where he does like he sits on his head and does the back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does that in this video too. Yeah, this looks amazing. Jam, I think this is already available on Nexus Mods. Yes, already available on Nexus Mods. So you want to go show some support, go for it. Go say what's up to the Jam. Long-time modder, incredible work. Has not stopped, since Street Fighter 5 and even before, I believe. I think they even did Street Fighter 4. Like I said, these modders tend to have quite a history on creating some really cool stuff because they got mad love for it, and it really just shows off in the work, and I'm super stoked. I'm happy that we got to highlight them. We're looking forward to doing more of that in the future as well. But if you guys have any mods you would like us to check out, feel free to post that up on our Discord, or even just tag us. If you see something that's dope, feel free to tag us at DoubleTapFGC, Twitter, on social media, or like I said, you can just post us up on the Discord. And with that, that is going to be it for this week's episode, all squeaks included. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. But also remember, we are taking submissions for community segments, questions, or any topics you want to talk about here on the show, to have you on the show and actually talk about. Because we've had plenty of guests here before. Would love to have some community members or anyone that actually wants to have a discussion on certain things to come on the show. Feel free to hit us up on all social media at DoubleTapFGC as well. You can also email us at DoubleTap. Our email, doubletap@mash.gg. The ads are getting to me. But in the meantime, though, you guys can, of course, check out my awesome host here on social media, Static Gorilla, at Static Gorilla, where he recently was on TNS and showed that he didn't suck. He did well.
Yeah.
With some good coaching, might I add. I don't know who did it. The guy sounded pretty good, just saying. But
whatever. I would have won without it. Maybe not. I don't know.
It was shaky. You did good.
It was shaky.
You did good.
Shout outs to Living Kid Legend. He's only, man, I don't think he's even scratched 12 yet. I think he's really young, learning the game. His dad is a legend. It's a living legend. And I think he gives his dad his controller whenever he's losing. But no, I'm kidding. But he's going somewhere with his good teams. But yeah, what are we covering this week? I have no idea. Maybe more Marvel, maybe more MR training, because now I'm mastering with Chun-Li, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, it's Chunners, man. I think you should be working on your Chunners more. She's a really good character. Make sure to check out at Josh Stradamus on Twitter, of course on Blue Sky as well.
Confirmed. That's it.
Cool. I just wait for the acknowledgement. I just wait for like the would you like to know more thing from Starship Troopers to hit on. So I can be like, yes. And of course, you can check me out at #VS on social medias, as well as our show, Double Tap FGC, on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok right now. I think we're at Double Tap FGC 2 right now on TikTok. I think that's hopefully changing in the future.
That's what we're looking to do. That's why I was saying don't necessarily say anything about it yet. But yeah, if you really want to follow us there, it is Double Tap FGC 2. So.
Yeah. There you go. You guys can join us on our Discord at doubletap.gg/Discord. Come join that Discord. I know before I've said mash.gg, mistake, that was the old one. We do have, of course, our new one that has been around for quite some time, actually. So doubletap.gg/Discord. Come join our awesome community, post some articles, get involved in our questions of the week, as well as our polls. We do post them up there. Once again, we want to hear your feedback on the 3v3 on the Guilty Gear Strive mode, as well as who you think is underneath the Ghostface mask. Go post up, come say what's up there. We appreciate everyone that has come through, everyone that says what's up, posted up some articles, and just got discussion going. Really awesome community over there. Shout out to everyone that is in there as well. All love there. And you guys can, of course, support the show free of charge, liking, retweeting, subscribing, of course, and also comment, as well as rating the show on your favorite podcast platform of choice. Helps a whole lot, lets us know what we're doing right, so we'll keep on doing it, and what we're doing wrong, so we can go back into the training stage and work on that matchup and come back better. That's going to be it for this week, guys. We're going to have another episode for you guys, of course, next week. Once again, make sure to check out the YouTubes for that 3v3 video coming out this week. But until then, I'm Crash, that's Ja, that's Static, and we'll see y'all next week. Later.